Assalamu alaikum dear learners. As you know, in the previous video we discussed about the globalization, its causes and its features. This is class 12th and you are going through the globalization chapter. Today we will see what are its positive and negative impacts. What are the positive impacts and the negative impacts of the globalization on the world. Broadly speaking, it has affected our whole life with respect to all the needs, requirements, or what we call the luxuries, the life in comfort can be regarded as the impact of the globalization. The scholars have discussed its positive impacts as well as the negative impacts. Today we will learn about the three impacts, that is the political impact, the economic impact as well as the cultural impact. All these three impacts have been discussed or being discussed, shall be discussed in its what are its positive impact and what are its negative impact. Seeing the political positive impact of the globalization, we can say the contemporary globalized world believe that the role of the state has not been reduced. The role of the state has not been got less. Why? Because the state, due to the increase in the science and technology, now the states are fully informed, now the states are fully knowing what their citizens are doing throughout the world, or what type of need is required, what type of support is required to its citizens living abroad or living within their own country. So the states are more informative about its citizens, rather it was in the ancient times or it was in the modern times. So the role of the state here has not been reduced. The role of the state is, so the political role of the state is still existing in the globalized world. And its impact, positive impact on its economy. The scholars believe that the economic globalization has been an important role in shaping the world politics. Nowadays we are seeing that the World Trade, also this International Monetary Fund, World Bank are shaping the economies of the countries throughout the world. If we see, both these agencies are playing a major role in order to give aids, loans to its member countries, in order to give boost to their economy, in order to make them more prosperous and more progressive. So here we can say that the believers of this globalization believe that the role of this International Monetary Fund and the World Bank has made the states more dependent on each other, or on the states more dependent on each other, as the people from one side of the country from one side of the border to the another side of the border are internally dependent to each other, and as such they need cooperation, as such they need understandings, and as such they need interactions to have, which will boost the morality, which will boost the fraternity, which will boost the social harmony, which will boost the living togetherness of the countries. So the economic impact, seeing its positive impact, it is deemed that it has put a positive impact on the world economy. Likewise, seeing the trend of cultural impact as a positive impact of the globalization, we are seeing that the supporters of the globalization believe that it would be a mistake to say that the world to assume that the culture has only the negative impacts of the globalization, as it sometimes the external forces are influenced by such a manner which results that people overwhelmingly or people having the inspiration to catch those values which are being seen more dedicated, which are being seen more powerful, which are being seen as as an accumulative process which the states, which the individuals catch for giving more and more boost to their values or to inculcate them in order to save their own cultural heritage. Likewise, the scholars believe from one side they are believing that this positive impact on the of the globalization on the political, on the social, on the economical, and as well as the cultural impacts spheres of our life. But it has also led some negative impacts on the social, on the political, on the cultural aspects of the life. Saying its negative impacts, we can say that now the globalization has eroded the role of the state, as the states nowadays have lost their sovereignty, and the governments have been confined only to the maintenance of law and order and also to the security of its citizens. Rather, these MNCs, multinational companies, are regulating their own agenda or going to make their own agencies, their corporations more powerful, and as such they devise all rules and regulations themselves, which has hampered, which has resulted that the state sovereignty has been eroded. Likewise, we can say, seeing its impact on the economic aspects of the human life, we can say that this intense division of the opinion, if we say the intense division of the opinion has concerned about the social justice. The social justice are these the people are worried about that the state that after the withdrawal of the state we have has caused the economic globalization. The role played by the International Monetary Fund as well as World Bank has given boost to the to the meager section of the society. However, the large section of the society are not getting good loans, aids, or the benefits from these agencies. As such, they scholars believe that this is now the recolonization of the world, that nowadays the world has been recolonized by those countries which are economically powerful, so it is having a negative impact on the social and the cultural, social and the political life of the people. Likewise, we are seeing the cultural impact or negative impact of the culture. We are seeing that the world nowadays are getting acculturized. When the world nowadays are getting assimilated, the people are imitating the cultures of the Western. As such, they have lost their own cultural heritage. As such, they don't care for their own cultural heritage. Most of the languages have been gone now. Most of the values have been gone now. As such, the cultural erosion has emerged due to the globalization. So these are the positive and the negative impacts of the globalization on the world politics. I hope you might have understood the theme and the crux of the topic. In next video, we shall discuss its other aspects. Till then, have a good night. Thank you very much.